Good evening, readers of Hong Kong Free Press. We're now in Tsim Sha Tsui on the 33rd anniversary of the Tiananmen crackdown. So today our team is on the ground reporting whether there are any commemoration events happening across the city. As you can see, there is three police cars parked near the Hong Kong Cultural Center with several police officers patrolling the area. So another group of officers have already left the van and went to other parts of the city. So here, as you can see, there are three police vans parked near the bus station. While there is a rather heavy police presence, at least for now, we can't really spot any of the commemorative events happening here in Tsim Sha Tsui, as commemorations are largely muted in the city this year. Well, there are plenty of people sitting in the area or just strolling around. None of them were really doing anything similar to any of the commemorative acts that we would see in the previous years. So no one's really holding candles or even lighting up, turning on the lights on their camera, on their phone. And the recording that you're hearing now is the government's recording reminding people to follow COVID-19 social distancing rules. So since the fifth wave of the pandemic had ebbed, the government has relaxed social distancing rules, but public gatherings are still limited to 4 people in a group. Any more than that, you'll be fined. You could risk a fine of $5,000. Previously, commemorations for victims of the Tiananmen crackdown were spread across the city. So apart from the usual Victoria Park, we would also see people lighting up candles around this area. But as you can see tonight, things are largely muted. This is the city's first anniversary of the Tiananmen crackdown since the disbandment of the alliance. They disbanded in September last year after the English vote, after several of its former leaders and members were prosecuted under the Beijing imposed national security law. And the government has also banned the candlelight vigils back in 2020 and 2021, citing COVID-19 restrictions. Despite having no one to apply to hold any public gathering this year, the government still sealed off Victoria Park, as they said that there might be a risk of an unauthorized assembly. So here's another group of 3 police officers patrolling the area. They are quite heavily equipped with vests. So across the harbour tonight in Causeway Bay, we could see some clash between the police and some people who were trying to commemorate the event. So a few people were arrested as police searched places, including trams. Across here, here in the Kowloon side of the city, we could spot a couple of stop and search. So some police officers stopped at least 3 or 4 people in Mong Kok, most of them who are wearing black to look at their ID cards. But at the moment in Tsim Sha Tsui, things are pretty calm at the moment. And we are not expecting to see any of the grand events that we could see in the past years. This year, apart from having Victoria Park sealed off, the government also warned people, and actually the police also warned people not to test them, as they saw allegedly inciting posts online to call for people to come out. Also, Chief Executive Carrie Lam didn't really directly respond to whether any public commemorations of the Tiananmen crackdown would be in violation of the national security law, which criminalize subversions, secessions, collusion with foreign powers, as well as terrorist acts. Instead of saying whether public commemorations would be in violation of the sweeping legislation, Lam instead said that any public gathering should comply with the national security law or any of the COVID-19 social distancing restrictions. So before 2020, Hong Kong was one of the few places in China where public commemorations of the Tiananmen crackdown were allowed. And in 2021, Macau banned public gatherings or commemorations in the name of national security for the first time. While the Hong Kong government hasn't explicitly say that public commemorations are against the national security law, civil society groups that were used to be in charge of any public commemorations, namely the Alliance, have been cracked down on as the group faced charges under the national security law over alleged incitement to subversion. So here are some people busking near the pier, which is quite a common thing to happen here in Tsim Sha Tsui. And here near the Harbour City, you can also see people just coming in and out, probably to shop, and no one is really doing anything that would resemble the commemorations that we would see in the past years. So this is Hong Kong Free Press Live in Tsim Sha Tsui on the 33rd anniversary of the Tiananmen crackdown. For more updates, please visit our website. Thank you for watching.